I think one of the most serious things that Awall said was that he would tell Cuban, yo, let's go see Joe. He going to be at this club. He was showing him flyers, and Cuban would say, like, allegedly that he didn't want to go see Joe.
I mean, why would you bring that beef to a club knowing that you got all the fucking police there and you got all the shit there at the club? It's like you signing up to go to jail. You know what I mean? It's like you setting yourself up to go to jail. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, I used to be on the same thing. Yo, let's go boom, boom. But then when you start thinking about it and you look at it like you're gonna go to the club, you don't even know if you're gonna get in there. You're gonna wait for him outside. You got the hip hop police outside. You got police outside. You do something to him, you're going to jail. So it's like, you know, it's weird. You know what I mean? It's a weird. Awall definitely used to be on Gold Time. That I tell you. You know what I'm saying? He definitely used to be on Gold Time. You know. So
what do you think about that though? Because a lot of times people criticize Cuban for that, right? They'll be like, yo, how can you be talking about this man for 25 years? You ain't never did nothing. Why didn't you go see that man and handle it like you were supposed to? If somebody had cut my face or blackballed me, I would have went and did something.
All right, let's be realistic. Do you really think it was Joe that even sent somebody to cut him? I don't think so. I think it was somebody that was in the entourage that wanted some points. But why would Joe, like, I think about it, and I've had conversations with Cuban about it. You know what I'm saying? And Joe had a lot of money involved. He was supposed to, or if Cuban's there, he was supposed to get, I don't know, 200, 300,000?
300.
Okay. I don't give a fuck how much money you got. You gonna throw that money away on some dumb shit? Like I said, I don't know, bro. I think with them it's more of a, you know who did it. You didn't tell me who did it. Because, you know what I mean? Is you know how that shit goes. You know,
when you look at the root of it, right, before everything hit the fan, it's really kind of dumb, right? Like the issues, it was very small. Like it seemed very small, and it just blew up to be something much bigger that it didn't have to be.
Exactly. I definitely feel the same way. Because at the end of the day, Cuban was the next one up. Joe got him the deal. What the problem is the misunderstanding they had probably with the money situation. You know, Cuban's lawyer called him double dipping. You can't be the manager and be the this and getting paid for both things. So when you start, you know, with the paper situation and all that, yeah, there was some type of animosity, but that it went to I don't think that Cuban even thought it was that type of situation. You know what I'm saying, boy? Because why would you go by yourself or with just one person to the spot, knowing there's that type of tension and, you know what I'm saying, and being unprepared? Like I said, bro, I just think it's something dumb that escalated, and somebody that was, you know, the dude in the background that just wants points in the entourage. He saw whatever was going on and he wanted to get some points with Joe, and he did what he did. Do I think Joe sent it? No. Do I think that Joe has something to do with it? No. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak for Cuban on that situation because there's been situations where I had issues with certain dude and I know he was going to be at a certain spot. And it's like, do I go there and put myself and lose everything I got going on? Or do I wait till I catch him on a humble and do what I got to do? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, remember Cuban just had his daughter at the time. He wasn't trying to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know, bro. It's a weird situation. You know, I don't know.
Did you see recently an old interview, like about 5 months after the cutting happened? Joe is doing an interview and he talks about the cutting incident with Cuban and saying that man got to come see me too, the one that cut him. Like, why would I send somebody to cut him? Cuban was my homie.
I don't think it was his homie. I think he just did that to take off the tension or the eyes that were on him. But do I think he definitely, I don't think he sent that. I don't think he sent them to do that. I definitely don't think so. Because he was going to eat off Cuban regardless. You understand what I'm saying? He was going to eat off Cuban regardless. You know, he was going to get money off his next deal. He was going to get the money. So, you know what I mean? And if you look at the track record of everything that Joe does, it's about paper. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I definitely don't think that, you know, that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? From being around it, on a business standpoint, I don't think he even acknowledged it because that shit brought him more heat than it did any good, to be honest with you.
Did you ever have any conversations with Cuban, like about, going to see Joe like that?
Of course we did. Of course we did. And he's like, whenever we bump into him, Cuban's not going out of his way to look for nobody, bro. He's not doing that, bro. It doesn't make sense, bro. It just don't make sense. You're going to go, like I said, you're going to go to a club to do what? To go in? Half the time, 9 out of 10, they're not going to let you in the club. And then when you wait for them outside, you're setting yourself up to go to jail.
Mm.
It just, there's a time and place for everything. You got to be smart and strategic about what you do. When we're young and we do this, young, 19, 18, 20, I would have definitely been at that club and done some dumb shit. Because you got to prove, you got a point to prove. But as you get older, you think about it, you be like, damn, why I did that stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I definitely don't, was it trying to make him look like what? That he was a pussy for not going there or something like that?
What, Awall's point of doing that?
I mean, what was the point of bringing that up? With trying to make Cuban look like he was soft for not going there or something? Or just saying that?
Well, I think that was kind of Awall's point, was like, kind of like, you've been talking about this man for so long. All the times I told you, let's go see him. You didn't want to.
I mean, there was a lot of people that was like that. My dude, the tension, man, Boogie was on Go Time, bro. I'm going to keep it real. They was on Go Time. We was on Go Time. It could have got real serious, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not for nothing. I'm kind of glad that Cuban was on that, you know what I'm saying, chill. You know what I'm saying? Well, we see him. Then because it could have cost a lot of us our freedom, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe even one of us our lives, you know what I'm saying? You never know. Right. So it's like when you got a lot of different people's lives in your hands, as a leader, you got to think, am I making the right move? I mean, he could have been an asshole and sent us all on a kamikaze mission and been like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And all of us go to jail. You know what I mean? But I don't know, bro. Like, it's strange because a lot of times Cuban be like, nah, that nigga's mine. That nigga's mine. Like, so it's like, I don't know, bro. Like I said, it's just a weird situation.
I feel like that's the way that Cuban described it to me. He was just saying that, like, I want to go handle it myself. I don't want to involve other people because then, like, you're going to be mad if I can't pay for your bail. You're going to like.
Exactly. But like I say, Awall, you got to understand, Awall, Hocus, S1, all in my crew, we was all on Go Time. So if he would have said, boom, yo, we going over there, bang, bang, buddy, we would have brought their people, we would have brought our people, and it would have been, you know what I'm saying? So thinking about it and doing it, it was, he did it, I guess he did it strategically because he used to tell us, when I catch him, he never really held people like, one thing is you chilling with the nigga and you hanging out with him and saying and fucking with TS and him, then he would have took it personal, but he never asked nobody to go fight his battles for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never seen him do that. But like I said, a lot of us was on Go Time. We was kind of knuckleheads, you know what I'm saying? We was all on that street thing. And, we was all kind of knuckleheads, like, again. But I don't look at him no different for not doing that, There's a lot of people from my camp that used to say the same thing. Yo, let's go see that. You always got that dude in the background that be like, yo, let's go. I handle it. Chill, bro. Well, I used to have my little man Casper. Casper, rest in peace. Bro, he was a fucking maniac. That dude wanted to go up there and be like, yo, I fucking go in there and and be like, yo, relax, my dude. Jail dudes,
Right.
So, Casper, you said Cuban, chill. Niggas end up drinking, that was it. But, you always had people around that was on that type of time, bro. So, I don't know.